that we have state-sponsored groups. When President William Ruto toured Nairobi, I think he was here for 1 week. All the leaders saw the goons that came out, that were financed by both the president's team and the governor's team. 1 week, everywhere they went, we saw what the goons did. Many of them were seen being paid, lining up. And these are state-sponsored, that you know where the money is coming from.
And the payers are not opposition.
So, I think this one thing we want to tell President William Ruto.
One of them was very far away.
Yeah, we want to tell him that, you know, when you introduce the politics of goodness, it's like riding the back of a tiger. No one is in control of those goons. This is where Haiti has reached, because there was a fair regime that allowed goons to take over. So William Ruto cannot send our police officers over 12,000 kilometers away in Haiti to deal with goons. Then at home, he is sponsoring goons with his government. So we have to call him out on that. And we must say this must stop now. We need to nip this in the bud, otherwise we are going to lose our country. Thank you.
You have senior people. I would like him to send, the way he sent Murkomen to go and look at the shops in CBD. Let him come and see the kids who have got wounds, who have been shot, who are in bed in this place. And I want to say this, if there is no justice, there will never be peace in this country. If there is no justice, Kenya will never be anything. So let the president decide whether he wants to be a statesman or a local village boy who has got power and money. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a constitutional right and the right to information, and so we continue to call them out. Therefore, we call on Kenyans to give information and to know that Justin Muturi and his commission and his commissioners, fellow commissioners, will soon be announcing where to be found so that people can go out there and begin to give real evidence so that we will then take a position with regard even to private prosecution of those who are found culpable. So leo ni kusema tupole na kwa sababu ya yale ambayo yalitokea jana. It is now enshrined in our country's history that the 25th of June going forward is a day that Kenyans will be looking at as one of those public
want to pass our condolences. All the families that lost their dear ones. Yesterday was supposed to be a day of commemoration, marking the anniversary of the day that we lost young people last year, 25th of June. We were not supposed to lose another life yesterday. We were supposed to honor the fallen heroes. We were supposed to commemorate and to mourn with the families that lost last year. And for William Ruto's government to make more families mourn again, to shed more blood on a day of commemoration, to us this is adding insult to injury. All they were supposed to do was to facilitate the commemoration so that families with friends of these families would honor those who died, but not to kill more. We have also come to wish quick recovery to those who are injured. Quite a number of people are injured across the country. We have seen here quite a number, many of them who have bullet, gunshot wounds. Many of them have undergone operation, they are recovering, and we want to wish them quick recovery. But also, those who are not in Kenyatta National Hospital and other hospitals, wherever you may be, we want to wish you quick recovery, and we pray, our prayers are with you. and your families. And we want to really quickly want to say, but also in the media, those who are not in Kenya, a big thank you. Yesterday you faced harassment. There's a government that panicked when they saw the numbers of demonstrators growing. And that knee-jerk reaction made them demand that you shut down and have a blackout so that no one sees what was happening in our country. We want to thank you for the courage of standing by the people, of showing the world what was happening in our country today. Many of you had injuries similarly. So they're not just those who are lying here, but many journalists had injuries, and today we want to thank you on behalf of many Kenyans who are able to see what was happening where, through your cameras and through your courage. So we thank you for that, but we also demand that this government must respect court orders. The court ordered yesterday that CA had issued an unlawful order, and they must respect the court order. They must uphold the rule of law and stop harassing the media, because free media is really the cornerstone of our democracy. So we thank you once more. Asante sana.
As Fred, the parents of Boniface Kariuki, they are still here. They've been wondering what happened, what is happening. We continue also to pray for him, that the good Lord will give him recovery, very quick recovery. It has been a month and 2 weeks of grave tragedy, from the killing of Albert Ojwang up to yesterday. This cannot be the kind of country we'll look forward to nurturing. Fred.
I'd like to confine myself to answer this question. How can we avoid our current policy? Because this has become our story now. How can we avoid this story again? Because you see, 62 years after independence, we should not live like this. You know, where, I mean, you would rather do other things in your life than spend time on this. Therefore, as we condole with the families that lost their loved ones, and as we congratulate our young people for expressing themselves and coming out to ask questions about their lives and their future, it is very necessary that as a country we ask the question, how can we avoid this? The only way of doing this is being true to ourselves and being true to our responsibilities and to our mandates and doing the right thing for our country. In fact, I have asked my colleagues in the opposition, and I want to say it here today, that we shouldn't confine the information that is coming and the investigations to 2023, 2024, and 2025. Let's go back and have an open public inquest on everything that has happened before, because sometimes things happen, and when it's an opportune time, public inquest, so that everybody, because all of us, the Honorable Wamalwa and myself have served before on the National Security Council. We need to go before a magistrate or a judge in an open public inquest and put the facts we have there and put the information we have, and other role players also put the information they have. Because if we want to move forward, I don't think we have a future in this country without truthfulness and without focusing on what we need to do for our people. Because this cutting of corners, sometimes when something happens, we always enjoy politics, blame others and so on and so forth. And then tomorrow, we behave as if nothing happened. And then next year will come, we have another situation like this. Let's be open and transparent. Let's all go forward. And I want to ask all my colleagues, because we can't ask accountability of ours, of others, when we are not accountable ourselves. 2020, let us go and explain some of these things that have happened even before 2022, so that we can now move forward together as a country with all facts and everything has been had and resolved. And we can deal with the unresolved matters that have not been conclusively investigated.
Whether we start with Musanze, we come to Jakujuma, we come to Keneni, we come to Rivayala, and everything else. Let these things be investigated by an open public inquest, so that this is not the trend mbele. We explain and face the public on these issues, because some of these issues are raised, and we keep this merry-go-round, where we are always telling stories only when they are connected. We cannot have government by blocking. Let's focus on the issues that we need to deal with. Let us address the lives of our people, and this issue should be investigated. When this matter happened on the 25th of June last year, we ought to have had an open public inquest into this. It will have given the Gen Z an opportunity to express themselves. We should have answered the question that time, how did we get here? Parliament is 2 kilometers from State House. For the first time since 1962, Parliament was overrun. What happened? How did we get here? Who knew what? And why didn't we prevent it? Why were we so insensitive to the point that citizens had to get to that particular point and things had to go south in the manner in which they did? So, finally, we have swept too much under the carpet. It's now time to lift that carpet and be truthful in the way in which we deal with the country. Thank you.
Any questions?
Investigation. When we had ugly incidents, some of them are in court. I don't want to talk about them because they are subject to court matter. When things happened in Kisumu, on Pepipendo, Chonjokoma brothers, and so on, admission on the part of government, on those of us
who to a vote by 5 p.m. 5. Order. Order. Call the next order. Yes.
Order number 8, the Judges Retirement Benefit Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to provide for the pension and other retirement benefits to judges of superior courts and for connected purposes. Order number 9, motion, alteration of the calendar of the House.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that notwithstanding the resolution of the House on 13 February 2025 and 27 May 2025 and pursuant to the provision of Standing Orders 28.4 on calendar of the Assembly, this House resolves to further alter its calendar so as to 1. Commence its short recess on Wednesday, 2nd July 2025, 2. Hold a sitting on Tuesday, 1st July 2025, commencing at 2:30 p.m., and 3. Resume its regular sittings for the second part of the fourth session on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. Honorable Speaker, I don't need to say anything. You had already said the intent of this motion.
Yes.
I beg to move and request the Leader of Minority, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, to second.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to second.
Thank you. Order members on their feet. Take the nearest seats. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 9, which is that notwithstanding the resolutions of the House on 13th February 2025 and 27th May 2025, and pursuant the provisions of Standing Orders 28.4, calendar of the Assembly, this House resolves to further alter its calendar so as to 1. Commence its short recess on Wednesday, 2nd July 2025, 2. Hold a sitting on Tuesday, 1st July 2025, commencing 2:30 p.m., and 3. Resume its regular sittings for the second part of the fourth session on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. I put the question. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 9, which is that notwithstanding the resolutions of the House of 13th February 2025 and 27th May 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 28.4, calendar of the Assembly, this House resolves to further alter its calendar so as to 1. Commence its short recess on Wednesday, 2nd July 2025, hold a sitting on Tuesday, 1st July 2025, commencing 2:30 p.m. 3. Resume its regular sittings for the second part of the fourth session on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, like I had said, if we don't garner the numbers, we'll sit on Tuesday. The consequence of that is I am going to direct immigration that anybody who has plans to travel this weekend will not be allowed to leave jurisdiction until we finish this matter on Tuesday. So if you have planned to travel and we don't garner the numbers, go and readjust your travel arrangements. You will not be allowed to leave jurisdiction until after Tuesday. Next order.
Order number 10, motion. Condemnation of acts of lawlessness, destruction, and vandalism on public and private properties and infrastructure during the June 25th general demonstration.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move motion on condemnation of acts of lawlessness, destruction, vandalism on public and private properties and infrastructure during the June 25th demonstrations. That appreciating that Article 37 of the Constitution guarantees the right to assemble, demonstrate and present petitions to public authorities peacefully, further appreciating that on Wednesday, 25th June 2025, sections of the population participated in public demonstrations and protests in various parts of the country, deeply disturbed that in exercise of this great constitutional right, there were numerous cases of violence.
Order members. Order members who are walking out of the chamber. Honorable members. Yes, Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm actually speaking in relation to members who are walking out of the chambers. They may have misunderstood what you say. As soon as we get quorum, we proceed. We only don't proceed if there is no quorum. So I'm requesting members, wherever you are, please come into the house. Yes. We only need you 20 more, please.
And that anger, some of it was organized, some of it was opportunistic, some of it was spontaneous. Reason? Somebody has incited them and made them feel victims and victimhood. So everybody comes out. And when you umefika kwa kiwanja, when a demonstrator or a person on the field has no aim, you know what a mob does? You become a mob. You know the hardest thing here, if today we are, you know, you are an organized media. Kesho mkiwa mob, you will be surprised how difficult it is to, mutajua nani yako na flying kick, nani anaweza piga mtu ngumi ya kumuua. People just become mutated into something different. So I think that's the kind of conversation we're having as a country. Now, if it is, some of this anger is so personal, especially from leaders. When I say personal, I mean from leaders. You see the truthful man speak, he spews hatred. That fellow, mara watu ni shares, mara ni cousins, mara musinue kwa maduka ya watu, mara duka lake lisioperate. By the time you are saying that, it is your own shops that are being looted. The last time, he was telling demonstrators, amutoshika biashara ya mtu hapa. He meant, just a minute, he meant those other demonstrators. Today, he meant the Raila types of demonstrations. Yesterday, people just ran berserk and destroyed businesses in this Nairobi that nobody can remember in modern history of Nairobi, that level of destruction. And even parts of this country, we never anticipated that level of destruction. So mimi nimeshukuru sana. Bye, bro. Ben, Kirui, Jeff, I mean. But they have been reduced by half. But they have been. But they have been reduced by half. But they have been. He says for cabinet secretaries.
2 months later, they see a president appointing more advisors to state house. A president, or the president talks about banning state officers from contributing in 3 months later, we see him, his ministers, and some members giving out money in the same announcement that they have done. What do you answer to say? What would be your answer about those questions that you have?
I was just telling my friend there from NTV, vigilance, eternal vigilance, is an important cornerstone of our democracy. But where we have issues is come and protest, put pressure on public, on members of parliament, to ensure that state policy is responsive. And as I said, Jeff, if you have an issue politically, there are set constitutional frameworks of how to do it. You can't come saying, sisi tunaenda State House, because the president is not listening to us. I would advise that we shouldn't try that. So, but you have an option on the second Tuesday, or the first Tuesday of August, second Tuesday of August, 2027, to exercise your right. It's not that people don't make mistakes. It's not that anybody is superhuman. It's not that the president himself is Superman. He's a human being. He's prone to mistakes. He's prone to error. He's prone to advice. He listens. He climbs down on bills. He climbs down on certain matters. But the option for you disagreeing with him is not to say you occupy. You only occupy that State House when you win an election. So there are things that we must limit ourselves. The constitutional doctrine of how we change and replace governments is outlined in Kenya's constitution. Sasa wewe ukija Jeff, unamuencourage kijana mdogo hati akuje kuoccupy State House. Alafu anafikiwa na kitu, alafu utakuja hapa wewe Wiper, wewe Chameleon ama Pumpkin, utaanza kutoa statement. You know, ati William Ruto amefanya hivi na wewe ndio umemwambia occupy. Na wewe ulipokuwa ukiwaambia occupy, niliona unatoa statement kwa Facebook ukiwa Karen. You know, these are the kind of things that we should desist from doing, incitement.
Sir, thank you very much.
Asanteni sana. It's been a very useful engagement. Thanks for your hard questions, some of you. They were very exciting.